the other Katelyn over there, I experienced a lot of my abusive and emotional and mental stuff early on in my career. So we wear leotards, so our bodies are pretty much exposed throughout our entire life. And when I was 14 years old, I started getting told I was fat. And it looked like I swallowed an elephant. I looked like a pig. My face was 3 times the size it was this morning. And I was training 36 hours a week. I had Russian coaches, if that explains much. Sorry if anyone's Russian out there. Anyways, so as young gymnasts and women and men in general, that you're impressionable at that time and age. So everything that I heard really stuck to me, and I started to believe it. Me and my friends would create these sick games where we would try to see who could eat the least amount of calories a day. And it started with 500 calories was our maximum. And after that, we couldn't eat anything else. My mom was she was a health freak. My dog eats organic dog food. So it was I heard that I was big in the gym, I heard I was big at home, and then you go on social media now, and you start getting comments that you're big, or you see other people that you can compare yourself against. So I would measure my legs around my hand, and if I couldn't get halfway up, I wouldn't eat the rest of the day. And that was pretty much 3 times a day I would do that, and I would get on the scale. It became this obsession. And if I weighed over 70 pounds at this age, I wouldn't eat again. And then it got to the point where I'd come into the gym and my coach would tell me I looked bigger, and I'd have to go run on the treadmill for 45 minutes with all my clothes, and then once I was ready to start training, I could do that. Anyways, as time went on, I got injured when I was 16 years old and took 2 years off, pretty much. And I was 16, I weighed 82 pounds, and a month later, I started my period, and I weighed 100 pounds within a month. So, as you can imagine, I was disgusted with myself. I didn't even tell my mom that I started my period, because I was scared that she would be disappointed in me and tell me that it was because I was big. Anyways, I also thought I could run it away, so I got on the treadmill. That was my explanation for everything. Let me try to run away my period because I'm fat. Maybe it'll go away. Anyways, it didn't. So I didn't like looking in the mirror. I would wear bad clothes most of the time. My mom would ask me to go swimming, and I would never get in a swimsuit in front of her. And then I would hide in the back gym when I would go, because I could feel stares everywhere. My peers, the parents, my coach, I could feel daggers from across the gym whenever I'd walk in. So about a year passes, and I finally get cleared to come back to gymnastics, where I have to put on a leotard, I have to start up again, and I can't do anything. I can't even do a pullover, which is, we've been doing that since we were probably 3 in gymnastics. So it was pretty mortifying, and it was really hard to get back into the gym and start up again. Well, it just feels like everyone's staring at me and judging me, and including myself. My senior year of high school is when I finally came back 2 years later on the competition floor, and I get on YouTube and I search my name after the first meet. The first thing I see is, she doesn't look like a gymnast. Maybe that's why she fell. Or, she can't do that. She's too big. Anyways, so that took a really long time to get over, and as I'm about to go to college, I got invited back to go elite again for Pan Ams. And my coach was telling me that my old coach said that I have to lose weight if I want to do that. I was like, it's my last year, I want to go to college gymnastics, like I want to experience the fun side, because I see everyone smiling into college gymnastics. Anyways, I get here and it's not what I expected. I had total freedom with everything I did. I was away from my parents, my coaches seemed nicer, everything was great. I was eating like probably brownies 3 times a day. And I put on probably the freshman 20. So anyways, needless to say, but I actually got put on a contract my freshman year, where I just signed that if I wasn't weighed weekly, and I didn't go to a psychologist every other week, and see the doctor every other week, the athletic facility would be revoked. You can imagine, I'm already going through social changes, body changes, and now this. And then my junior year, I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. If you know, my digestive system is completely messed up, and I start losing weight like that. And everyone's like, you look so great, how'd you do it? I'm like, oh, I'm chronically ill. Thanks for asking. So yeah, that's kind of how I got in the shape I am. And I think bodies so frequently are trends. Like back in the day, the skinny tall was a trend, and now it's the big legs, which I guess in my favor works out. But so recently I did a whole body image series on my blog, or a couple years back, and that got a lot of attention. So I started writing poems about it. And I just did a photo shoot where we smashed mirrors actually instead of scales to show breaking beauty standards. And I would like to read you guys one of my poems about body image. Stand up for this. It's called Your Daughter. I stopped looking in the mirror out of fear of not liking what was staring back. For the words that might formulate an attack, striking at the confidence I lack. Wishing the mirror would just crack and shatter into a million pieces like my heart towards myself. Finding all the right words to cut deeper until I'm negative, according to the scorekeeper. But who keeps count is me, and as far as I see, I don't like what I see. And I need to be what I think I should be. Yet it is me who keeps score. So why do I keep counting? Why do I keep hating? Why do I keep rating, inflating, debating, and dictating? Why am I waiting to look in the mirror and hear the words I tell my daughter if I caught her hating herself? And what would I tell her? What would I show her? How can I show her? That we are so much more than our weight, and the number on the scale or the image we see should never create hate. It's time we recreate our thoughts to generate love, rising above the hate we have felt and the hate we have dealt, and put on our seatbelt and crash into love.